Have you ever noticed how lately you walk with your eyes glued to the ground, your arms stiff at your sides, and a quiet fear in your heart that one wrong step might send you tumbling? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of older Americans instinctively adopt this careful walking style, head down, short steps, barely swinging their arms, believing it's the safest way to move through the world as their body ages. It feels protective. But what if I told you this very way of walking, this quiet caution, might actually be increasing your risk of falling? Yes, you read that right. The very thing you're doing to stay safe may be silently sabotaging your balance, weakening your coordination, and making you more likely to trip, slip, or fall, even in your own home. And here's the hard truth. After age 65, falls are no longer just a nuisance. They're a serious health threat. The CDC reports that 1 out of 4 older adults falls each year, and falling once doubles your chance of falling again. A broken hip, a wrist fracture, or even a head injury can take away more than your mobility. It can rob you of your confidence, your independence, and in many cases, your joy. But here's what most people don't realize. Falling is not an inevitable part of aging. Most falls are not caused by getting older. They're caused by how we walk as we get older, by posture changes, by lost muscle strength, by fear-based movement patterns that slowly take over without us even noticing. It starts with shorter steps, less arm swing, a hunched back, staring down at the floor, constantly anticipating danger. And over time, those habits change the way your entire body moves. They throw off your center of gravity. They shrink your stride. They train your brain to brace for the worst instead of move with confidence. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, you'll learn why the way you walk matters more than you think, how certain walking habits might be putting you at risk, and most importantly, how to change them with simple, gentle techniques that anyone can do, right at home. No gym, no equipment, just your awareness, your body, and a little guidance. We'll also share the inspiring story of a 77-year-old woman who turned her life around, not by getting stronger, but by learning to walk differently. So if you want to protect your balance, regain your independence, and feel safe in your body again, this might be the most important video you watch all year. Let's take that first step together. One, the real reason we fall, and it's not age. Most people assume that falling is just a natural part of aging, something that happens because we're getting old, slower, weaker. But that's not quite true. Falling doesn't happen because you've aged. It happens because of how your body and habits have changed with age, often in small, silent ways you barely notice until something goes wrong. It starts subtly. You begin taking shorter steps. You stop swinging your arms. You tilt your head forward. Your shoulders hunch a little. You start looking down when you walk, not because you're afraid of what's ahead, but because you're afraid of falling, so you walk more carefully. But here's the surprising part. This so-called careful way of walking, it's actually far more dangerous. When we stop walking naturally, we shift our entire center of gravity forward. Our heads jut out. Our steps become stiff and shallow. Our bodies lose the rhythm and movement they once relied on to stay balanced. Instead of helping us, these changes quietly increase the risk of a fall. One of the biggest factors is muscle loss. After age 60, we naturally lose muscle mass, especially in the legs and core. These muscles are like your body's built-in stabilizers. They help you catch yourself when you trip, step off a curb, or adjust on uneven ground. Without them, you're walking on a foundation that's slowly weakening. But muscle loss isn't the only threat. Your posture changes with age too. It might happen so slowly that you don't even notice. Your spine curves, your head leans forward, your shoulders roll inward. These posture shifts change your center of balance and put strain on joints that weren't meant to bear weight that way. Over time, that makes even walking across the room a little more precarious. Then comes the fear. After one fall, or even hearing about a friend's fall, many older adults start walking like they're bracing for impact. Tight shoulders, locked knees, arms held stiff. This fear-based walking creates tension and throws off your natural gait, making you more vulnerable, not less. Combine that with slower reflexes, poorer vision, or even bad shoes, and you have a perfect storm. But here's the hopeful truth. None of this is permanent. You can retrain your body, you can improve your posture, you can strengthen the muscles that protect you, and most importantly, you can walk with confidence again. This video will guide you through simple steps to reclaim control over your movement. No complex workouts, no expensive gear, just awareness, posture, and movement. One step at a time. Because falling may be common, but it is not inevitable. 2. Lisa's story, a fall, a fear, and a way back. Lisa never thought a simple fall could change everything. At 77, she still felt young in her heart. She lived alone but never felt lonely. Her cozy home in the suburbs of Asheville was filled with life. Plants she tended with care, books she loved rereading, and photographs of her grandchildren that made her smile every morning. Walking was part of her routine. She'd stroll to the corner bakery each Saturday, sit in the sun at the park, visit her senior center twice a week to play cards and share stories. Lisa wasn't just getting by, she was living. Until one morning, she wasn't. It happened in a moment. She reached across the kitchen counter for her kettle, turned just slightly, and the world shifted beneath her. She fell hard. The floor was unforgiving, her wrist fractured, her hip bruised. But it was her confidence that suffered the deepest blow. The hospital stay was short. The recovery, however, felt endless. Lisa stopped leaving the house. She avoided the mirror. She moved slowly, cautiously, like the floor might betray her again. The woman who once radiated warmth and energy now shrank into fear. Her children noticed. Her friends noticed. And Lisa, she noticed too. That's when Lucia came into her life. Lucia was a physical therapist. But to Lisa, she became something more, a gentle guide back to herself. Lucia didn't push. She listened. She watched. She understood that Lisa's injury wasn't just in her wrist or hip. It was in her spirit. They started small, just learning to stand tall again. Lifting the eyes, relaxing the shoulders, relearning how to take a single step with intention. Heel first, then toe. Breathe in, breathe out. Balance. Every movement was deliberate. Every correction came with encouragement. And slowly, Lisa's fear started to loosen its grip. She began walking the hallway, then to the mailbox, then to the corner again. Each step brought a little more freedom, a little more light. After 8 weeks, she visited the bakery on her own. After 12, she returned to the senior center. One day, she turned to Lucia and said with tears in her eyes, "I didn't become stronger. I just stopped walking like I was broken." Lisa's story is one of thousands, but it reminds us of something powerful. Healing isn't just about bones and muscles, it's about trust. It's about confidence. And sometimes it starts with learning how to walk all over again. You can do the same. How's your walking? A simple self-check that could change everything. 600 words. Let me ask you something simple and yet deeply important. How's your walking these days? Not how far you can go, not how fast, but how you actually walk, step by step, moment by moment. When was the last time you really noticed the way your body moves? Most people don't think about it. We just walk, like we've always done. It's automatic. We don't analyze our posture, our rhythm, our stride, until something goes wrong, until we fall, until the doctor says, "Be careful now," until we wake up one morning and realize we've started avoiding stairs or sidewalks, or even walking from the living room to the kitchen. But here's the truth, your body is always whispering signals. And if you know how to listen, you can catch the warning signs before they become a problem. So take a quiet moment now, sit comfortably, breathe. And gently ask yourself these questions, not with fear, but with honesty and care. Do you often find yourself shuffling your feet rather than lifting them fully off the ground? When you walk, are your eyes constantly looking down, scanning the floor? Are your steps short and stiff, like you're trying to hold back your body from moving freely? Do your shoulders lean forward or slouch, almost as if you're carrying a weight you can't see? Are your arms rigid, not swinging naturally as you walk? Do you rely on furniture or walls for balance, even in your own home? Have you stopped walking in public places out of fear you might lose your balance? If you answered yes to even 2 or 3 of these, it's not time to panic, but it is time to pay attention. Because these are not just habits. They're signals, subtle clues that your body may be moving in ways that increase your risk of falling, even if you feel like you're being careful. You see, when you're scared of falling, your brain responds by tightening your muscles. Your steps become tentative. You look down constantly. You brace yourself, not just physically, but emotionally. And ironically, that makes you more likely to fall. It's a cycle. Fear, tension, poor posture, less balance, more fear. But here's the beautiful part. You can break the cycle, not by forcing strength, not by ignoring the fear, but by gently retraining your body step by step to move with confidence again. It begins with awareness, with noticing. Start by lifting your eyes. Look 8 to 10 feet ahead, not just at your feet. Feel your shoulders, let them soften. Let your arms swing just a little at first. Take longer, smoother steps, landing with your heel first. Let your breath move with you. These aren't exercises, they're invitations. Invitations to reconnect with your body, to rebuild trust in how you move, to remember that you were never meant to walk in fear. You were meant to walk in peace. If this message stirred something in you, even just a small sense of hope, that's already a powerful beginning. Sometimes all it takes is a single step or a single story to remind us that change is still possible. If you feel that same hope or want to protect your own health or a loved one's, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your words may comfort someone else who's just beginning their journey. Or how to walk with confidence again, one gentle step at a time. Walking isn't just something we do, it's something that says something about how we feel, what we fear, and whether we still trust our own bodies. That's why learning to walk well, especially as we age, is one of the most powerful gifts we can give ourselves. It's not about being fast or athletic. It's about being aware, balanced, and in control, step by step. So let's slow down together. Let's walk with purpose. Let's walk with peace. Here's how to begin. 1. Head up, eyes forward. The very first thing to adjust is your gaze. Instead of looking down at your feet, gently lift your head. Look about 8 to 10 feet ahead, roughly the length of a car. This simple change shifts your entire posture and helps your brain stay alert to what's coming, not just what's underfoot. When we stare at the ground, our neck curves, our shoulders slump, and our balance suffers. But when we look forward, our body begins to follow that direction. Naturally, more upright, more stable, more sure. 2. Soften your shoulders, open your chest. Now bring your attention to your shoulders. Are they tense? Pulled forward. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let them relax. Let them fall back gently. You might be surprised how much stress we carry in our shoulders, especially when we're afraid of falling. When your shoulders are soft and your chest is open, your breathing deepens, your body feels lighter, and your center of gravity resets, bringing you back into balance. 3. Let your arms move with you. Your arms are not just there for balance, they're part of your natural rhythm. Let them swing gently at your sides, not stiff, not exaggerated, just flowing. One arm forward as the opposite leg moves forward like a quiet dance. It might feel strange at first, especially if you've been holding your arms tightly for years. But this motion adds fluidity and grace to your walk. It tells your brain, I am safe, I am steady, I am moving forward. 4. Step from heel to toe. Now focus on your feet. Each step should begin with your heel touching the ground first, followed by the ball of your foot and ending with your toes pushing off. This is called a heel-to-toe motion, and it mimics the natural walking pattern most of us had in our younger years, before fear or habit changed it. If you've been shuffling your feet, this may take a little practice, but once your body remembers, you'll notice how much more stable and grounded you feel. 5. Keep your feet aligned and steady. As you walk, make sure your feet are parallel, not turned outward or inward. They should be about shoulder width apart, creating a strong, steady base. Walking too narrowly, like walking on a tightrope, makes you more likely to wobble. But with your feet side by side, aligned like railroad tracks, you create a path that supports every step with confidence. 6. Find your rhythm and let it carry you. Walking isn't a race. It's a rhythm, a heartbeat, a conversation between your body and the ground. Let your steps be even. Not too fast, not too slow, just steady, gentle, present. Even 5 minutes a day of walking with this kind of attention can begin to change the way your body feels. You'll move more freely, breathe more deeply, and start to believe, again, that you can trust each step you take, because you can. 5. Gentle home exercises to rebuild strength and balance, 600 words. Once you've learned how to walk with more awareness, the next step is to build the strength and balance that supports every step. But don't worry, you don't need a gym. You don't need weights. You don't even need to change clothes. All you need is a chair, a little space, and the willingness to move with care. Let's go through 5 simple, gentle exercises that you can do right at home. Each one is designed to help you feel more stable, confident, and strong. Not just when walking, but in everything you do. 1. One-leg balance with a chair. This is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to improve balance. Stand behind a sturdy chair, placing both hands lightly on the backrest. Gently lift your right foot off the ground, keeping your left leg straight but not locked. Hold for 10 seconds, breathing deeply, then switch legs. If 10 seconds feels like too much, start with 5. What matters isn't how long you hold, it's that you begin. This exercise strengthens your ankles, knees, and hips, 3 areas that are crucial for keeping you upright and steady on your feet. Try 3 rounds per leg each day. 2. Slow alternating knee lifts, still holding onto the chair. Gently lift your right knee up toward your hip. Pause for a moment, then lower it slowly. Now lift your left knee. Do this slowly and intentionally, no rushing. This movement improves your hip flexors and reinforces your ability to lift your feet higher when you walk, reducing the risk of tripping on uneven ground or rugs. Start with 10 repetitions per leg and build from there. Heel raises, calf strengthener. Now turn to face the chair and place your hands gently on it for balance. With your feet flat and about shoulder width apart, slowly raise your heels off the ground, shifting your weight onto the balls of your feet. Pause at the top, then lower down with control. This exercise strengthens your calves, improves ankle stability, and boosts circulation, especially helpful if you've been sitting a lot. Do 2 sets of 10 reps. You'll feel the difference. 4. Straight line walking. Find a hallway or a safe space where you can walk in a straight line. Stand tall, eyes looking ahead, not down, and walk heel to toe in a straight path, just like we practiced in earlier steps. Let your arms swing naturally. Take your time. When you reach the end, turn around and repeat. This simple drill helps reinforce proper walking form, builds coordination, and retrains your body to move in rhythm again. It also reintroduces movement in a controlled, peaceful way. Even 2 minutes a day can make a big difference. 5. posture and breathing reset. Sometimes the best movement is stillness with awareness. Stand comfortably with your feet shoulder-width apart. Let your arms hang loose, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes gently. Take a slow, deep breath in. Imagine the crown of your head being gently lifted toward the ceiling. As you exhale, feel your spine lengthen and your shoulders drop. Do this for 1 minute each morning. It's not just for posture. It calms your nervous system, lowers anxiety, and centers your body for balance. Each of these exercises is small, but together they build a foundation that will carry you forward. They remind your body that it's capable. They remind your heart that it's never too late to feel strong again. You don't have to do them perfectly. You just have to begin. 6. The quiet joys of walking differently. How a simple shift transforms everything. Changing the way you walk might sound small, subtle, almost too simple to matter. But the truth is, this shift has the power to change everything. Because when you walk differently, you move through life differently. You begin to reclaim things that age, fear, or injury may have quietly taken from you. Not all at once, not dramatically, but gently, deeply, permanently. You reduce your risk of falling significantly. Let's start with the obvious and the most life-saving. When you walk with better posture, when your steps are conscious, your gaze forward, your feet steady, you give your body what it needs to stay balanced. You eliminate the tiny risks that pile up silently. The shuffling of your feet that catches on a rug. The locked arms that rob you of counterbalance. The habit of looking down, which disconnects you from your path. Falls are often not caused by one big thing, but by hundreds of small ones. And this new way of walking addresses them all, one gentle correction at a time. You improve your posture, and your pain begins to fade. Have you ever noticed how people who walk with their shoulders rounded and head down often complain of back pain, knee pain, or stiff joints? That's not coincidence. When posture breaks down, the body begins to overwork certain areas just to stay upright. The knees carry too much load. The lower back tightens. The neck strains. Over time, it adds up. But when you begin to walk tall, head lifted, spine aligned, arms moving freely, your body breathes again. Weight is distributed properly. Joints stop fighting each other. Muscles activate the way they were designed to. And slowly, the aches ease. The stiffness softens. The tension melts. You're not fighting gravity anymore. You're moving with it. You rediscover confidence, and anxiety fades into the background. There's something powerful about trusting your body again, about stepping onto a sidewalk and knowing deep down, I've got this. I know how to walk safely. I'm not afraid. This quiet confidence doesn't just change how you walk. It changes how you carry yourself in the world. You stop hesitating at curbs. You stop declining invitations because, what if I fall? You stop watching others live and start participating again. Your world expands, and with each step, the old fear loses its grip. You begin to breathe easier, smile more, stand taller. This isn't just about walking. It's about healing the emotional wound that comes with feeling fragile and replacing it with something stronger. Belief. You reclaim your sense of freedom. For many, the scariest part of aging is not wrinkles or gray hair. It's the slow shrinking of your world. First, you stop walking at night. Then you avoid uneven paths. Then the stairs. Then the garden. Then the errands. And before you know it, you've given up parts of your life bit by bit until your world feels small and uncertain. But when you walk with awareness, when you move with confidence, when your body feels steady again, you take your world back. The park becomes yours again. The walk to the mailbox feels like a victory. The visit to your grandchild's recital becomes an adventure, not a risk. The freedom to move, to live fully returns. And with it, so does your joy. This is the power of walking differently. It's not about exercise. It's about restoring the relationship between your body and your spirit. Each step is a whisper, I still belong here. I still have control. I am still free. And perhaps that is the greatest benefit of all. Sometimes it's not the big leaps that change our lives. It's the quiet decisions, the small corrections, the moment we choose to lift our gaze and take one step forward with trust. If you've ever felt like your world was shrinking, if you've ever caught yourself walking in fear instead of confidence, then please remember this. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not done. Your body still listens. It still learns. And with each step, no matter how small, you can rewrite the way you move through life. So as you leave this video, I invite you to carry one powerful thought with you. Every step I take is a chance to return to myself. If this message touched your heart or reminded you of someone you love, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, share your hope. And if you'd like to keep walking this journey with us towards strength, peace, and lifelong independence, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell so you never miss what's coming next. Together, we're not just learning how to walk again, we're learning how to live again with balance, grace, and quiet courage.